Now, the controversial British tabloid News of the World, as you know, printed its last edition on Sunday after falling victim to its own phone hacking scandal. Its owner, News Corporation boss Rupert Murdoch, has now arrived in London to try and ensure that the tabloid's demise doesn't also spell the death of his bid to add BSkyB, or at least to pick up the rest of the shares in that company that he doesn't own. Europe correspondent Rachel Brown reports.
The obituary and funeral procession for the 168-year-old muckraking newspaper brought down by allegations of phone hacking. The tabloid apologises for letting its readers down, but stops short of acknowledging recent allegations journalists paid police for information.
Quite simply, we lost our way. Phones were hacked, and for that, this newspaper is truly sorry.
But watch this space. Staff have been told there's far more revelations in store. The media mogul Rupert Murdoch has arrived in London to help sort out the mess. Buying News of the World in 1969 gave him his first foothold in Britain's media. Critics say he's now cutting the tabloid loose, simply to safeguard his bid to take over the satellite broadcaster BSkyB.
The idea that this organisation, which engaged in these terrible practices, should be allowed to take over BSkyB, to get that 100% stake, without the criminal investigation having been completed, and on the basis of assurances from that self-same organisation, frankly, that just won't wash with the public.
Ed Miliband wants a Wednesday House of Commons vote to delay the takeover decision until the criminal investigation's completed. The Assistant Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police, John Yates, seen here on the left, has apologised for deciding not to reopen an investigation into the phone hacking allegations 2 years ago. The Prime Minister's former spin doctor, Andy Coulson, is one of the casualties so far. The Deputy PM, Nick Clegg, was warned the tabloid's former editor could be a liability.
I certainly raised it with Nick, and Nick raised it with the Prime Minister, and it was very clear, and it was made very clear to us, that this was a personal appointment of the Prime Minister. It wasn't a government appointment, and therefore we didn't have any standing to object to it. But it was very clear from what I had said previously that I think, the big reputational risks were being run.
At least 9 journalists and 3 police officers are facing jail. And there are new allegations that News International found emails in 2007 detailing police payments, but they weren't passed on to investigators until this year. One News International source says we were sitting on a ticking time bomb. As its fuse burned, staff held awake.
The best traditions of Fleet Street, we're going to the pub.
The final print run was doubled to 5 million copies, with all proceeds going to charity. Rachel Brown, ABC News, London.